Greetings everyone, and welcome back to another Attack of the Clones video, a series in which I take a look at clones that are supposedly one-to-one replicas of the real deal, and run Android, and as you've seen in the previous Attack of the Clones videos, we get some slightly mixed results from these clones. The phone archive is for devices that don't run Android, whereas Attack of the Clones is for devices that run Android. Also, the phone archive works as a bit of a retrospective look back in history and all that sort of stuff. So with Attack of the Clones, we've got an iPhone 5 to look at today, and the last time that I looked at an iPhone 5 on the channel was back in 2019. Yeah, I don't know where the time has gone to, but yep, that was an old clone that I remember finding in a box of phones, and that was a Java-based iPhone 5 clone. In my collection, I've had this iPhone 5 clone sitting around, and I've been unable to do anything with it until I recently took a look at the iPhone camera thingamajiggy, this thing, on the channel. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll cut it up the top for you if you want to take a squiz of that, since I'm talking about iPhones. And in that camera was a battery that fits perfectly in this device. I've not been able to find a battery that fits in it. So while it is working, I'm here today to show you what this thing can do, which is not a lot because it's running Android 2 point something. So I'll just do my usual Rambly, look at this thing, show you the system, show you how iOS runs on it, show you the specs, and do like a speaker test and whatever else I can do on this. Originally, I was going to review this first. This is an iPhone 4S clone, and I actually got this from a friend's sister. Long story, very long story. She was using this and it fell into her cup of tea and became waterlogged. Well, tea-logged. I don't know. I was then given it to clean out and stuff, and I kind of never gave it back. And it's been in my collection for years, and it did all work and everything. The battery swelled over the years. I had to pull that out. I tried to put the battery from the iPhone 5 we're looking at today into this, and it powers on, but the screen doesn't work anymore. Could be down to the fact that this battery is rated at 3600 milliamp hours and is from a newer device. I'm not too sure, but it just doesn't work with this. But pretty much from this device to the iPhone 5 clone, same thing, exactly the same thing. I believe same specs and everything, it's just that this is in a 4S shell. So let's not worry about that one and focus on the iPhone 5 clone, which if you have a look at this, right, it looks pretty good. I mean, look at all the text down the bottom there. You can see that it says designed by Apple in California and all that sort of stuff. It looks really good, except you're looking at the real deal. I'm sorry. The real deal has these specs in it. Released in September 2012, the iPhone 5 has a 4-inch 640 by 1136 LCD with Corning Gorilla Glass. It originally came with iOS 6 and is upgradable to iOS 10.3.4. It has an Apple A6, which is a dual-core processor, and a triple-core GPU. Storage-wise, it came in 16GB, 32GB, and 64GB, as well as 1GB of RAM for all models. Came with an 8-megapixel rear camera and a 1.2-megapixel front camera, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, all that usual stuff. Also the first iPhone to use Lightning as well, 1440 milliamp hour battery, and came in black slate and white silver. I'm not sure how much the retail price of the iPhone 5 was, but I'll have a look it up and I'll display it on screen for you if I can find anything. But yeah, that's pretty much what's inside of this thing. And this was the last iPhone to be overseen by Steve Jobs before he passed away. So the iPhone 5 is kind of something special. While I like the iPhone 5, I much prefer the iPhone SE. Like this sort of form factor of it. It's just such a good form factor. I mean, coming from what the 4S offered, you know, straight to this, it is a considerable jump. And I loved the memes that were on the internet when they first announced this. People were like, oh, so the iPhone 6 is just going to be taller, and then the iPhone 7 is going to be taller and taller. Well, we know what happened with that one. But anyways, I'm talking about the real deal, and I need to show you all the clone, which, if you kind of have them side by side, they're pretty close. Kind of. In regards to where I got this one from, if you remember that S9 Plus video that I did probably also 6 years ago or something, same place I got this from. It's like a knockoff cashy store. They bought this thinking it was real. They put it out for sale. Someone purchased it. Then they returned it, said it's fake. They kept it sort of out the back for a little bit. I came along and bought a whole bunch of faulty stuff from them, and I bought this from them as well. It didn't charge at the time. I think I got this probably back in 2016, maybe? I don't know. Don't even know how much I paid for it, but it's literally just been sitting around waiting for a battery to be put into it, and now I've got one. So, if we have a look at the back, see the cameras? The real deal on the left, Faco on the right. Cameras are definitely different. LED flash there. Apple logo is pretty much, I was going to say spot on, but the fake one doesn't have that glossiness to it. The iPhone text looks a little something like that on the real deal, and on the fake looks a little something like that, which it's kind of etched into the frame, which is kind of weird. It's all spelt correctly, I think, if you can even see that. All the FCC certifications and everything like that right there. So it's all looking good. Power button is in the right spot. At the sides, if I line them up, once again the reel's on the left, fake's on the right. Buttons are in the same placement. A bit more colourful on the fake one than on the real deal. And you'll be surprised to see that this clone actually has a functioning mute switch. Unlike all of the other clones I've looked at, it's usually just been a button. Maybe the iPhone 5 clone in 2019 had a mute switch, I'm not too sure, but yeah, that's actually got one. It's really finicky, and I'll only switch it once because if I do it any more than that, the phone starts freaking out. The antenna lines are in the same place. The lightning port looks a little something like this. Headphone jack's pretty much looking the same, bit bigger on the fake one. Otherwise, speaker grills look pretty much the same there. The SIM tray is a little bit different. The real deal uses a nano SIM. What do you think the fake one uses? Have a think, have a think. If you said nano SIM, you'd be incorrect. It actually uses a full-size SIM, well, a mini SIM, which they were still being used around 2012, so that's actually completely normal. And finally, the front of the phones looks a little something like that. Now, this is an iCloud iPhone 5, but it's pretty much in good condition. It's got a screen protector on it, so that's helped over the years. Looking at the top camera, looks a little something like that. Well, the camera in the fake one, it's kind of over there somewhere. You'll see in the camera test, it didn't really work. Your home buttons are also very different, more bolder on the fake one than it is on the real deal. That's very minimal there. Now, while you can't really see it, the clone has a 4-inch display. Usually the clones have a slightly smaller screen, but it's actually a 4-inch display, like on the real deal. Both have an aluminium frame and both have a glass front. Now, the real deal weighs 112 grams, I believe. 116. The fake one weighs 100 grams, but that's with a janky battery, so don't worry about that. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in terms of sizing and the comparison between the two, because the software is something that I can't really compare to anything else. As you should be aware, this is running Android with an iOS skin on top of it. I want to just show you all how this works, and hopefully the battery in this lasts, because it's a janky battery that I've had to put in here. I tried to have it on charge for an hour and it actually went down in percentage. It's at 64%, and that's about as good as I'm going to get with this. Because the iPhone 5 was the first to have a lightning port, clone manufacturers just didn't know what to do about the lightning port, so they just guessed. Because if I do this, it just sits there. So I've dumped the system files from this. They're in the description. Feel free to go through them now if you'd like to. I've tried to have the lightning port in there, and you look at it the wrong way and it just goes boop. So we're just gonna wing it, and I'll try and show you as much as I can on this, but if the battery dies, I'm sorry. Maybe I can give it life support and still use it and it'll still work. I don't know. Enough rambling. It's time to switch this on. You ready, folks? Here we go. Wait for it. There you go. Ah, yes, a legit iPhone. Yes, very much. Good. And yeah, this is running Android 2 point something. Not quite sure, but there it is. There is the lock screen. Looks legit so far, but the screen resolution is actually pretty good on this. I'm not going to lie, for a clone in 2012, that's pretty decent. And also, it's not resistive, it's capacitive, which is amazing. And look how smooth this is. This is a clone, and it's that smooth. Now, this is where you're going to see things get a little bit interesting. That kind of doesn't look anything like iOS, the background kind of, but look at what we've got. We've got Chinese McAfee just chilling there for some reason. At the top, we've just got silent modes and stuff, and brightness, timeout, and auto rotation, so not much there. You can also press the volume keys, which is Android, and if I just touch the mute switch, it works. But when I was out doing the camera test, I'd sort of just touch the mute switch and it would act up, but it's... Oh, there we go. See? Hi, this is SMOOREZ from the future. I've just quickly showed you the lock screen on this, and you've probably already seen it by now, but I didn't realize this until the teardown, which you'll hear me laugh and wheeze about later on. The lock screen has that. Slide to unclock. How did they fuck that up? I praise this clone quite a lot in this video, but how did they stuff up something that simple? I have no idea, but anyways, let me keep talking about this phone, sorry. In terms of applications, we've got messages, calendar, photos, camera, videos, map, just map, one map, weather, passbook, notes, reminders, clock, stock, newsstand, QQGame, if we've got games, that'd be awesome, iTunes, App Store, GameCentre, settings, LocalApp, QQ, phone, mail, browser, music, contacts, opera, in Chinese, rfad, whatever that is, Baidu search, compass, calculator, voice memos, a cool looking FM radio there, search, downloads, file manage, box, opening, Chinese, I don't know. We have a folder, that has 360M eSafe in it, which there's 2 antivirus things in this so far. Another Chinese app that says news, Baidu import. Then we have that thing there. I think that's the QI launcher or something. Can't remember, but it's called something. QQ security, which, wow, wait, it's not McAfee. I'm confused already with this clone. And I've installed CPU-Z and QuickShortcutMaker, so I'll be able to at least do something with this. But I'm going to jump straight into settings first, and that's what it looks like. And to the unsuspecting person, that's a pretty faithful knockoff, I'm not going to lie. But if knockoff caches did one small little thing, they would have known that this is a fake straight away. Well, actually, there's a couple of things, but if you hold the home button in settings, you get navigation keys. I mean, you know, it's helpful. It works. Instead of just using the home button. Well, if you press the home button, not in settings, it opens up the camera. That's confusing enough, isn't it? Also, swiping left brings up the search iPhone, and there's the keyboard there too, which looks pretty good for what it is anyways. But now in settings, I want to go to Wi-Fi, and I'll connect to my Wi-Fi network just to see if I can do anything. I do realize that putting Wi-Fi on may slightly drain the battery a little bit faster, but that's okay. If it connects, it's connected. Now it might be just downloading a whole bunch of stuff in the background. That's okay. We'll get through this as quickly as we can. Notifications, doesn't say anything there. We've got memoir, location services, nothing there. Can you agree that they've done a fairly good job in this? Most of the iPhone clones I've looked at have had close to no effort, especially the welcome ones, but this actually has a lot of effort. They've really tried to mask this as an iPhone. As you'll soon see, small details will pop out. Also, no point of putting a SIM into this because it's probably just 3G, and I'm not going to get too far with that. Sounds, we have everything in sounds just there, and the phone ringtone is probably marimba. Oh, it's that. I hate that ringtone. That is my ringtone to wake me up, and I hate it. That's a very Android-looking volume there. That's alright. If you want to check all the ringtones, they're going to be in the system files, so feel free to go through them and steal whatever you need to steal in there. Brightness, automatic brightness. I don't think there's any sensors in there though, so there's no point having that on. But yeah, like even the max brightness of this thing, that's a pretty good LCD for 2012. I know I'm praising this thing a little bit more than I should, but genuinely I'm impressed with the effort that they've went to. Now if we go to launcher settings and we go to wallpaper, and then if we go to wallpapers, we have stolen from iPhone, 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 jeans, stolen from iPhone, I think. Probably stolen from my phone. They're not quite the highest resolution though. They do look a little bit, I mean, like, look at that for example. So they're not direct rips of the wallpapers. And if we go to MediaTek wallpapers, we'll see, oh my god, that is absolutely impressive. Okay, there's like 6 things going on here. That's a plasma ball. No, it's not a plasma ball. That's a matchstick that looks like a plasma ball with a purple background exploding into the nebula. Yes. That was a very descriptive wallpaper. What's next? Grass. Probably from macOS, I think. I think these are macOS. Possibly. Potentially. I don't know. But these will be in the system files, so feel free to pinch them. I like the nebula thing. Oh, that's Android. There's Android. I like the matchstick nebula thing. That's pretty cool. These are cool too. All right, so now in About Phone, look at the top there. About Phone text looks a little off. So it says we've got 32 gigs of internal storage with 8 gigs free. Can confirm this has an 8 gig micro SD card inside of this. Now it does say Android 6.0, but since this clone's from 2012 and Android 6.0, aka Marshmallow, was still a couple of years away, this is saying iOS version 6.0. That's what it means. I also tried to trigger the Easter egg, but I can't do it. But I'm pretty sure that's how you did it on Gingerbread, so I don't know. We've got a model number there, we've got a device serial number, Bluetooth, IMEI, which if you want to Google that, see if it comes up with anything, feel free. And if I actually go into legal, they've just copied the JPEG. It's fine, it looks good, can't even scroll, it's just that, yeah, it's fine. And regulatory. Whoa, you can actually scroll with that one. Wow, that's 2 JPEGs that they merged together. Good stuff. Also, you might see some words start with lowercase and then some have uppercase. It's kind of a little bit all over the place. You'll see that soon. Passcode lock, I can do that if I'd like to. All right, let's set it. Why is 1 a little bit down there somewhere? Okay, well, I've set 1, 2, 3, 4 as my pin. And if I do this, oh, that's cool. And there it is, enter passcode. What does emergency call look like? Oh, is it dialing? No, I can't dial. It's not going to work anyways. Yeah, why is 1 up there somewhere? That's weird. And if I press that, there we go, it unlocks. I'll just switch that off though. Network, Wi-Fi, all that sort of stuff, nothing much there. Bluetooth, we can leave that. Security, we've got no face unlock or fake fingerprints or anything like that because the iPhone 5 didn't have that. Keyboard just has a couple of inputs there. I won't stuff around with that. International is just language. That's it. Inaccessibility, this is more just sort of the additional options that you'd find in Android, but SD card settings shows that it's 8 gig. Voice input and output, okay, well there's one setting for accessibility. Applications though, if we go to manage applications, and I can't wait to open up QuickShortcutMaker and see what I can do with this, because I reckon there's hidden boot animations. There has to be. But let me just scroll through this. If you need to pause while I'm scrolling, feel free, but even this is like smooth. I mean, you can kind of see the screen jiggling a little bit. It's kind of a little odd, but just agree with it. But look, a lot of the stuff is, you know, stock Android stuff. But there's, yeah, security stuff everywhere. And Weibo accounts and Weibo, I don't know. So yeah, that's pretty much like everything in there. So there's not too much, but there's got to be something that can change the specs. We'll see how we go. Privacy doesn't have a whole lot in there, and schedule power on and off looks pretty good. That's all in general. Accounts and sync. I can use the cloud service, or I can add corporate or Cena Weibo. Obviously, you can't add your iCloud to this, and I don't think there's actually any settings to input an iCloud. But in saying that, I'll go to email, contacts, and calendar, and go add account, and I can actually input iCloud. You can configure email for most accounts in just a few steps. Would you really want to put your iCloud onto this? Probably has malware on it, but then it's got security, so how can it have malware on it? Unless the security is malware. Well, thinking about that, that's definitely made my brain go brrr today. We'll just leave email, because I don't want to add my email into this. The Play Store's not going to work or anything, so I can leave that. In phone settings, nothing too much there. That happened. That's asking me for Wi-Fi. Oh, what does that say? Information is messages. That makes sense. Music, oh, Apple ID and password. But they don't work though. They're just there for the fun of it. Lyricy and podcast info. Glad we got some lyricies going on. The EQ, I can't even change. The volume limit, I can't change. Oh, I can change the lyricy thing. Photos just has that. You can't actually change any settings for the camera. You'll see that soon. Memoir, fonts, chalkboard, Helvetica, and marker felt. I'll open it up and see what we can do. And store, log on. But I can't do anything, so there you go. So that's all of settings. So at this point, it's still fairly responsive, not a problem at all, but let me just open up some applications and we'll see how the performance goes. So messages actually has a whole bunch of messages. This has not been factory reset since I got this. Wow. We'll just leave messages then. Calendar looks, I thought that said Ian for a second. I was going to say Ian 2010. Oh, lousy smarch weather. Now you can start to see some little inconsistencies in the skin and some spelling mistakes, but for the most part, it's okay. Photos and videos looks a little something like this. Nothing too exciting. So I think what we should do is open up the camera, and it's on the front. Wait, there we go. Now it reckons it does focus, but it does not focus. Also, it's like this for some reason. You have options for LED flash, you have grid and HDR, and that's all of the options on this. The camera on the front, as I said, it's a little bit over there somewhere. So when I had to take the photos, I had to hold it a little something like that while staring at it straight on. And also the rear camera had dust in it while I'd done the camera test. But that doesn't really affect the images, to be fair. It's a fairly basic camera. Remember, the real deal had 8 megapixels on the back and the front was 1.2 megapixels. What do you reckon this has? Just as a guess at the top of your head, what do you reckon that this does? It's nothing too impressive, as you've probably worked that out, but I'll tell you very soon. And if I swap to video, which is... there you go, it works. See that the animations there as well? They're not bad. That's video, and then it's switching to there, that's video as well. And you can't have the LED flash on with video. That's odd. Well, I'll splice in the photos and videos that I've taken with this. They're just daytime shots. The LED shots, there's no point of taking them because you're not going to see anything. Have a look at them, see what you think, and we'll come back and I'll tell you the resolutions of the cameras. Okay. Oh, I'll come back soon, Rippy. I promise. I'll come back soon. Let me quickly do the camera test for the fake iPhone 5 that runs Android. That's what it looks like. Honestly, it looks pretty good from this point of view. It's maybe like 10 frames a second and, you know, sort of like a bit jaggy. I don't know. These are nice, by the way. I think it's one of the earlier iPhone clones that has capacitive multi-touch, which is cool. And I'm now trying to zoom in, and now it's just set to vibrate. Move the volume buttons? Nope. Nope, the volume buttons don't do it. I was just saying the capacitive. No, it doesn't zoom in. Yeah, the ring is just coming up all the time. Well, that's as far as I can get with the fake iPhone. Testing the front camera on the fake iPhone 5, which the camera lens is all the way over there somewhere. That's what it looks like. I think I should clean the lenses actually, because this isn't really that good looking. Jelly movement. Now the dust adds to the effects, I think. Yeah, nothing too special. What do I select? Movies, photos, movies. I think this one will do. Hey, Ripley! So you've just seen all the photos and videos that I took with the iPhone 5 clone. It's not a Goophone, is it? Would it be considered a Goophone? I don't know. Well, we got 2 megapixel images on the rear camera, which they looked about as good as you'd expect from a cheapo thing in 2012. And the front camera was VGA, which is to be expected, of course. Video with the rear camera was 720 by 480, which is standard definition, and the front camera did 480 by 368, which is a very odd resolution, but okay, sure. Look, nothing too special in the camera department. The manufacturers of these clone devices were going for more software and not so much hardware. They just chucked whatever cheapo components they had in this to sell these. So let's move on to videos, which is called Vlook, and it's all in Chinese. Can I, yeah, oh. Yes. I just press button and hope it worky. Okay, you gotta sign into that. There's 2 Chinese apps doing 2 things at the same time. This device may spontaneously combust at any point. I don't know what it's doing. Can I exit? Oh, there we go, we got an error. That needs me to log in. That needs me to log in. That's a little happy star. He's having a good time, aren't you, buddy? You've been there for years. And that's a laughing octopus. No, it's not an octopus, you got 4 legs. This does something. Feel free to enlighten me what this is down in the comments below. Map opens up Baidu Map, and I believe it did find my location, so that's all good. Moving on. Weather is Yahoo Weather. Oh, the animation flippy. That's fun. Can I add? No? Let's just not worry about that. Passbook? App Store. That's not the App Store at all. So this is, I've forgotten what it is, but it's not going to work anyways, probably because, oh, that's a little background there. Oh, there's my applications that I've installed. These applications are unlikely to work because they've probably been gone for a long, long time. Even with the date and time correctly set, I can't do much here. But this would be the App Store on this. Notes looks like that. And didn't I set the font? Nope. Accordingly, I haven't set the font. That's okay though. Nothing much to see here, so let's move on. Reminders looks a little something like this. I accidentally opened it before and it showed this. I don't know what all that says, but okie dokie. Clock? No world clock. See, it's in lowercase, so you can kind of tell. All of it's lowercase, actually. Alarm, stopwatch. Ooh, timer. When timer ends, sleep iPod. Oh, time for you to sleep, iPod. Well, no, you're not an iPod. You're an iPhone, you imposter. What? Stock. Oh, that looks jank. New. Where's super high quality? Oh, wait, I've got to go across. Hang on, wait. If this application doesn't work, please call this number on screen. This application doesn't work. Well, I don't think it will anyways. Whoa! It's actually working. Unbelievable. Wow. Stonks. Yeah, I probably shouldn't do anything here because I have no idea what I'm doing. And I don't want to hold another phone up to this and do Google Translate. I'll be here forever. Let's just say, you know what? It all works. I'll just get out of there. There we go. This menu's super helpful, by the way. Yeah, that's okay, mate. We won't worry about stocks. Newsstand is an ebook reader, I assume. Oh, comes with a free book, I think. Yes. Magazine. Yes. What am I doing? Click everything until something works. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just showing you these apps very briefly. I don't want to go too in-depth with them because I have very limited battery life. QQGame does have games, or does it not have games for Android as well? Tencent, Penguin having a happy day there. Yep, Cool. This is probably going to want me to download games. Doesn't have games on it already. Unless it has a game on this that we can play. What's he screaming there? Wow. Oh boy. I don't think any of this is going to work nowadays. Yep, I'd say that's a no. See, I was going to do gaming on this, but what game can I really run on this? I don't even think GTA 3 would run on this thing, to be fairly honest. There's not a lot you can do with Android 2.3.6, to be fair. Well, that's if it's 2.3.6. But at least we got to see a penguin surfing. iTunes? Which is definitely not iTunes. I thought it said Xiaomi down the bottom there. Is it Xiaomi? Wasn't Xiaomi named that before? No, I don't know. But it needs me to log in, so I can't do that. App Store is Mugu Market, or Mogu Market. So is this what I opened up before? It's got a little present and sunshine and eclipse. And I don't know. There's a lot of things going on with this. Yeah, we've opened this up before, the Mogu launcher. GameCentre, recommendations, and an error, because nothing works on this anymore. We're just breezing through this, I think. We're just having a fun time looking at this clone and just seeing what else it could do. LocalApp. That's just a file manager. No worries. QQ, whatever this is. Oh, hello. Game. Oh, it's like a browser, I think. It's probably going to come up with an error or not load at all. Oh, these are bookmarks. It's the browser and bookmarks, and it's just opened up something. Phone looks like that. Call looks a little janky, but other than that, though, it's alright. Voicemail. Just got some random Chinese text there. That's completely fine. So if I open browser, totally not Safari, can I actually go onto YouTube with this? Come on, Baidu. I've used you like 6 times in the past, and I don't understand any of it. I think it's... Whoa! Ah, there you go, security warnings. Let me go to music, and I'll quickly play BFG Division. See what the speaker sounds like. Is it a big spurker? It's not a big spurker, it's a tiny spurker. That means it's not even a spurker. Does it look legit? What does that do? Does that explode the universe? Oh. Yeah, this is super quiet, by the way. Big spurker! That's so quiet. It's teeny. It's nothing like the real iPhone, but at least it works. Honestly, it doesn't sound completely garbage, it's just very quiet. And the terrible song that I made, what does this sound like? Yeah, it's very quiet. Yeah. I mean, they could have went all out and put a big, huge spurker in this, but as you'll see during the teardown, they didn't quite have that much room to work with in this thing. Moving on, because we don't have too much left, we got contacts, which is what I've opened up before. Opera. I mean, we can try YouTube in this. Oh, here we go. Wait. Oh, that website's probably long gone. Let me just type in YouTube. Oh, it's using Baidu search again. It's not going to work. It'll come up with a certificate error. Give it a moment. I also really want to know how much RAM's in this. I don't think it's 128. I don't think it's 512, I think it's 256. I don't think this is working. It'll be a certificate error, so let's not worry about that. RFAD, I'm agreeing to this, sure. Oh, look at that, whoa, speedy, wee. Clearing the background apps, and then we've got some shortcuts here, like messages and calls and a lock screen. No, that's not a lock screen. A searchy thing. Wow, okay, there's yeah, money icon, something, settings. Oh, wow. We have some specs. There's the model, there's the version of Android that it's supposedly on, the IMEI, the processor, which we don't know yet. Screen says 480 by 854 with 200 DPI. I'd believe that's a 480p display. That's actually pretty good, but I'll open up CPU-Z and see what that says. Yeah, if all of this wasn't in Chinese, I'd be able to sort of stuff around with this a little bit more, but with it all being in Chinese, I'm just sort of guessing here. 2G, 3G. Definitely wouldn't have 4G. This is just a super weird application that I've never heard of before. RFAD, but sure enough, it's here. Baidu search, which we've tried. Ding! I don't know why that's funny. Okay, ding. Yeah, this is another Baidu search. There's like 4 browsers on this thing, and none of them work because it's just severely outdated. Compass? Do you reckon this would work? Move away from the interference. I didn't read the rest of it. Which way is north? I actually think it works. Does this work? God, you can't even see it. I'm sorry. There, and now north is over there. Now if we go like this, north's over there. So I'll do this. I think it works. I actually think it works. Calculator? They couldn't really stuff up the calculator, could they? Looks fair. Voice memos? Looks pretty good. Hello! Oh, the video made it. Oh wait, it does work! Hello! Ah! Scary. It does work. Cool. As you've heard in the video test, the microphone's nothing too spectacular, but I'll just play that for you. Not that you could hear any of that, but that's okay. FM radio. The earphone is used as antenna of FM radio. Do you want to continue with that earphone? Yes. Oh, I need it. We'll see if the FM radio works. Why not? Oh, we have static. Is there anything on Australian radio on a Wednesday night? It works, but it's so quiet. The speaker is so quiet. Oh, I'm definitely having the time of my life looking at this thing. It's a timeless classic. While there hasn't been anything too funny on this, it's just really an interesting look back to just see how clones were back in 2012 and 2013 and stuff, compared to the welcomes that we look at nowadays that just have zero effort. At least this has effort into it. I've got to praise it for that, but I'm going into a conclusion before the conclusion. So let's keep moving on. Don't have much left. Search is just Google's. Hey, Google! Good to see you, Google. Let me try YouTube now. On the 5th browser on this thing. What browser would you like on this? Opera? Nah. Baidu? Nah. Google? Nah. Oh no, it just uses the same browser that we tried earlier. It doesn't matter. Downloads doesn't have a whole lot in there. File Manager is ES File Manager. And it just... There we go. It's... Oh, look at the background. It's like a star constellation there. Ooh, what is it? Looks like a snowman and a piece of poo, but alright. This is how I installed the APKs, so there's not a whole lot to really look at here. There wasn't any funny applications or videos, but that's why I'm hoping when I get to QuickShortcutMaker, I can fiddle around with some stuff. The box thing is just another application manager. That's all that this is. Okay. It seems like it's just the same app over and over again on this thing to make it look like that it has a lot of apps or something. I don't know. Let's open up this 360M eSafe. Oh boy, what am I agreeing to? Yep. Antivirus for my iPhone. Well, Pancake, if you're watching, have fun with this. I know you like malware stuff. Well, here you go. Here's malware stuff. What is the keys to the castle open? Root? I don't think I should do this. This is a dangerous thing. This is very dangerous. I don't want to do any of this. This is some sort of antivirus or some sort of like performance tuner for Android. Yeah. It's the same little speedy thing that was earlier before. Oh, do you reckon that's 512 meg RAM there? Maybe. Probably better if we open up CPU-Z and I'll work it out, because I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm just clicking buttons until things work. Oh, the battery. That looks very sophisticated. What does the no function do? Opens up... What? That's confusing. Let's get out of this and open up the next one, because I'm starting to... I'm getting confused with what's going on here. This application doesn't do anything, so we'll go to Baidu input, which... more functions that I don't know what I'm doing, so I just leave that. I think what we want to do is check the specs. That's really what I want to do, and open up QuickShortcutMaker. And now we've got a little widget there. Can I move him around? Yeah, I can move him around. Whee! That's helpful. Can I actually move the apps around? Oh, I can. Oh, it does work. Hey. I'll put that, can I put, yeah, I can put stuff in folders too. QQ security is here. Should we just open it up and see this? What? Oh my god. See another key there and a doggo up there. There's a lot going on. There's way too much for me to handle at this point in time. Oh, the little speedy things there too. Maybe I've got root access. I have no idea. No clue whatsoever. At this point, I think I just want to check the specs, but I think I've got this to open up, which is my app. Another application thing? Really? That doesn't work. Honestly, looking at this thing's not painful. It's just confusing because, as I said, it's all in Chinese. So, like, what am I supposed to do with it? But I'll open up CPU-Z, and it says we've got an MT6575 in this. That's 5 numbers away from the glorious MT6580. Have I ever looked at a device with an MT6575 in it? I don't think I have. It's a single core at 1 GHz, 40 nanometer manufacturing process with the PowerVR SGX 531 GPU in this as well. System? We have Android's version still saying 6.0, but that's clearly not the case. Total RAM is 486 megs with 131 meg available, 26%. No root access. 512 meg in this thing? I was not expecting that. That's actually quite impressive. The battery, don't worry about that because it's janky. Thermal doesn't have anything. Sensors, we've got a magnetic field, accelerometer, gravity sensor, a linear acceleration sensor, and a rotation vector sensor. Okay, I'm actually surprised it's got all this in it. Well, that's if it's actually legit or not. That still doesn't help me work out what version of Android this is running. So let's just go into QuickShortcutMaker and see what I can do here, which I'm so glad that it works on Android 2. Whatever. Let's see if I can actually change the boot animation. And everything is just standard Android stuff, just with the skin on top, which is to be expected, of course. Launcher is by Mogu. Oh, okay. Settings, but that's normal settings. Photos, RFAD, news, iPhone weather. There's nothing here. I've just downloaded secret codes. I'm going to see if that works. Also, you have to do this for that to work because it's really janky. Don't worry about that. That's fine. Now that the screen's out of the way. Secret code says it works for Android 4 and up. Don't think this would work. Nope, doesn't work. Ah, dang. Let me check the system files to see if there's an alternate boot animation. There is. The Apple logo as a boot animation is actually hidden on here. So is there any way to trigger it though? I could choose A, B, and K. That's probably not helpful at all. No, I don't think I'd be able to do it, unfortunately. So I'm honestly not too sure where I'd be able to go to change the boot animation. I looked at device info hardware, and that's Android 4 and up. CPU system info, which is the secondary app I use, that doesn't work. That needs Android 4 and up. So I'm kind of stuck at this point in time. I'm pretty sure in the system files, it'll say what version of Android this runs, but sad that I can't change the boot animation. As far as I know, you folks might be able to say, hey, there's a code you can dial to open up some sort of application, but it's usually in QuickShortcutMaker. Because I'm dealing with Android 2 point something, maybe it's more hidden than it is on later versions. I'm not too sure at this point in time, but look, I've opened up everything that I can on this thing. I really wanted to just go through this on camera to just show you all what this really can do. Back in sort of 2013, 2014, and probably a few years after that, I could have used this for a lot more, but unfortunately a lot of the stuff is just down. The certificates no longer exist, so a lot of that stuff doesn't work anymore. I would have loved to have done gaming on this to see how that would have went, but I don't think GTA would actually work on this thing. Plus Android 2 is really finicky with installing stuff. I'm pretty satisfied that I've checked everything that I can. I did say at the start of this video there's going to be not a whole lot I can look at. I've just opened up each of the apps to show you all what they do, if they do anything. And as I've said about this clone several times in this video, I'm actually quite surprised at the amount of effort that has been put into this. There are a couple of inconsistent things, mainly the Chinese applications and a couple of spelling mistakes and all that sort of stuff. But to the untrained eye, seeing this, like, here, look, here's my iPhone, and going like that, you'd think it's an iPhone with it being that smooth. And then even in settings, it's still fairly smooth. Whoever manufactured this, they done a fairly good job. Not like a 10 out of 10 job, but they've done a decent enough job to fool someone who wanted an iPhone 5 back then and seen this. They wouldn't know the difference. And while you wouldn't have got an iPhone at the end of the day, at least you got something that resembled an iPhone 5 and kind of worked like an iPhone 5. But as we all know, just Android with a skin on top. But that skin is still a fairly impressive skin. While I couldn't do much, at least I got to show you all the Chinese applications and this McAfee malware thing just on the side here, just doing something. Oh, there's another one there too. There's two of them. That's what the iPhone 4S had. It had those widgets and it would just be extremely slow. But yeah, with that, I think we're done with this one. So I'm going to switch it off, which that's what power off menu looks like. Switch it off. And then Android. And I'll tear it down for you all and show you what's inside. Pop the SIM tray out of this. So out we go. And I've got two screws at the bottom. I'm sorry there wasn't a whole heap to show on this clone. You know, no funny stuff or anything, just fairly standard stuff. If it was running a later version of Android, I could have done a little bit more with it, but Android 2 is just not a lot you can do. It's like that fake iPad that I looked at like 2 years ago on the channel. You know, that was running Android 2 point whatever. And you just can't do anything with it anymore. So using a suction cup, I can just pop that apart. That was easy. So here is my janky battery from the iPhone camera. Don't mind that at all. I had to bend these little bits out of shape and it just fits in there perfectly. Here's the back of the case, which is, yeah, a slab of aluminium, and the mute switch is just there. There's just a little metal contact just there, which communicates with the motherboard. That's pretty much it. And now we can come to the motherboard, which there's a whole bunch of flex connectors. Alright, now we take a bunch of screws out. Also, ignore the poor soldering job I did on the battery. It was like 10 o'clock at night that I was trying to get this thing working, and it worked. With everything removed from the board, I think I can just take it off. There we go. That's it. We're in. So we just have the frame of the LCD, and the SIM tray is part of the metal frame for the back of the LCD. That works. It's fine. So I got the touch there, LCD there, and the lightning port down the bottom there. That's a tiny little speaker. No wonder why it's so soft. It's adorable. It's itty bitty. There's the tiniest little flex cable just here. Look at this. It's adorable. I like tiny little flex cables. It's just, yeah, okay. Now, ideally, I'd like to keep this thing working for my collection. So I'm not too sure if I want to take the shielding off or not. I think I'm going to have to, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, hey? Anything interesting there? Nope. Nothing. Just all standard. Thought it was worth checking just in case there was some hidden thing there. The lightning connector is super dodgy on there. Oh, I've just realized the lightning connector only has a set of pins at the bottom there. It's not on both sides. That's probably why it didn't work half the time. But I'll just leave that into place. And I've also just realized that the speaker is actually on the motherboard. Right there. And then it has a channel to go through the motherboard. Is that just one of the weirdest things you've ever seen? We've got a little sticker there. That doesn't say a whole lot on there, to be fairly honest. We have a MediaTek chip just there. MT6329A. Then we have another module there, which is an RDA something or other. There's an A81103 rear camera. Looks a little something like that, just a fairly basic one. And the front camera is just this itty bitty tiny little one there. Also, there's two buttons because one is a reset switch. Our micro SD card is just here, which is a Kingston 8GB one. And you'd be able to upgrade that to whatever you'd like if you wanted to, which was never a feature on the real iPhones, unfortunately. Would have been cool if they had micro SD card support, but it is what it is. Let me take the shielding off, and we'll check to see if the MT67, whatever it was, is in this. Now, I've got to be super careful, because I want to keep this working. That was easy. That was fine. Oh, don't mind everything just kind of breaking apart there. The cameras are also on the same flex ribbon, which I only noticed that now. But we have a module just there, which should be a Toshiba one. I would say that's 512 plus maybe 2 gigs of internal storage, but that's just a guesstimate. And the MediaTek chip, right? Wait, what? Hang on, wait, what the hell? This is not an MT6575. This is an MT6515A. You confusing little thing. I have never heard of this MediaTek before. So the MT6575 is the same as the 6515A. They both have the same specs. That's very confusing. And let me Google this module. I've been Googling and Googling this chip and I can't find anything about it. I know it's a Toshiba module, but that's as far as I know. So that's not really helpful. During editing, I'll keep having a look and see if I can find anything about this. That's pretty much all that's inside of this. Okay, with everything basically back down into place, I can just kind of sandwich it back together. Kind of. Sandwich. I'm going to have to take this apart again because I've got to take the battery out of it. But I just want to make sure that it still works. So I'll display the full specs on screen if it works. It should work. I think I connected everything back up. Yeah, it's fine. I'll have to do some searching to see if I can find the internal storage. The battery's at 50% now. Also, just done a little bit of a glitch there. Now it's at 15%. Now things are popping up. See? Things are weird with this thing. Yeah, I'll have to... I can't believe I've only noticed it just now. I didn't even notice it. I didn't even notice that. Slide to unclock. I can't believe I just praised you, iPhone, for the last hour and you just done that to me. I'm gonna have to splice a segment back and tell you all that I missed that completely. Alright, I filmed a little segment for earlier on, so you've already seen that now. Editing will make this video make complete sense, but I just can't believe I didn't see that. Slide to unclock. You silly thing. That's taken a look at this iPhone 5 clone from 2013 most likely, that I bought from a knockoff cashy store and it's been in my collection ever since, and it's only got 15% battery life now. I'm going to take that battery back out and put it in the iPhone camera because there's not much I can do with this, to be fairly honest. And I could have also shown you the iPhone 4S clone. Okay, do you want to see it quickly? I'll just show you it. I'll just quickly take this apart and I'll just show you the chips underneath it. See, look at this. It's the same motherboard. Well, kind of the same motherboard. Doesn't have a second button at the top. The cameras are minuscule on these. Probably 2 megapixel and VGA by the looks of it anyways. Wait, there's a hidden button underneath the headphone jack. That's so weird. But I'll take the shielding off just to see the chips. And popping the shielding off Mr. iPhone 4S. Did I just rip the flex ribbon? No, I didn't. Okay. We have, is it the same thing? MT6515MA. And the same Toshiba module. Wow, it's the exact same thing, just in a slightly different shell. I'll quickly solder a battery onto this, just to show you that it doesn't do anything. I soldered on a battery. I got the soldering iron in my mouth currently, which is fine. Oh my god, it works still. It works still. So it was the battery the whole time. Well, let me just switch it on for you, if it switches on. There we go. See, I told you it's the same thing. Maybe I can dump the system files while it's still working. I'll link this down in the description. Uh-oh. Doing glitchies. Uh-oh. That's not good. Sorry, buddy. You can do it. Oh, this one has slide to unlock. Yeah, it's glitching. Oh, wait, it's fine. If you want me to have a look at this, I can, but it's probably going to be super janky. It basically has the same stuff, and I've installed CPU-Z on here too. MT6515, just at the top there. So this has 256 megs of RAM in it though. 5.7.4, but it runs Android 4.0.9, which is not correct. This has the same apps as the other one, but honestly I don't think this would be worth reviewing because I already sort of know the specs now. But I could show you the Ganter and the Newand and Instation and Bydrick and Dawads. I don't know, you folks let me know. I just didn't think it would work though, but okay, it works still. There's a digital clock. Look at that. Doesn't that look oh yeah, that's right, the little heart meter. Ha, I remember that. Maybe if you do want me to look at this, then maybe tell me what I can put on this to show you all, even though we already know the specs and stuff. Alrighty folks, that's gonna do it for another episode of Attack of the Clones. I've been filming for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Where's the time go to? Probably because it's just me rambling. I just want to thank you all so much for watching this latest installment in Attack of the Clones. I really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to sit back and listen to me waffle on about a device for 40 minutes or so. I really appreciate it. And if you had to use timestamps, that's all good. Usual super rambly stuff that's in these videos. But yeah, I just can't believe the 4S clone worked in the end. Yeah, I don't know why. It just didn't work with the battery. Maybe I'd done something wrong. I'm no expert in soldering, so I have no idea. But I think I've covered absolutely everything that I needed to cover in this video. You folks let me know what you thought of this one down below. If you think this was a good clone, apart from the whole unclock thing and all the Chinese applications, or did you think it was a low effort clone? I don't know. You let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. As always, everyone, take care, stay safe, bigger people. I'll see you all in the next one, which will be... I have no idea at this point in time. I will work it out. I've just got a lot of things to do. It's a matter of when I'm going to get around to doing them. I shall work it out. So until the next time I see you all, take care of yourself, keep being awesome, and I will see you all very, very soon. Probably a live stream most likely, but we'll see what happens, eh? Alright, bye for now. If you like this content, feel free to leave a like or a dislike if you didn't. Thanks heaps for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.